Khamzat has been all over the place about his potential future matchups, but his sights have still managed to be set on Colby Covington. Let's check it out. Colby Covington hasn't fought since his bout against Jorge Masvidal, but that hasn't stopped Khamzat from wanting to set something up in the future. In fact, after the Masvidal incident, Khamzat took to calling Colby out for his actions after the altercation.
Outside of maybe you leapfrogging into a title fight, other people have suggested that if you go out and win, maybe they match you and Colby up for a #1 contender fight. Would you be up for that? And if so, how would you sort of gauge that matchup?
I will be happy if they do that, but I don't think so. That guy, when fight me, he's gonna go to the cops if they fix that guy. He's gonna go to the cops, call the cops, like Dana White will be in the jail if they make that fight, And like he always does, he talk too much in the media, and then when he sees the face-to-face and he go to the cops, he's not that gangster. And to be, if I'm honest, I usually have to kick him out. He's a bitch.
He followed that up by talking about how he has to finish Colby since he isn't on his level.
Talk to us about where you go next, because Dana White said this week that if you win, which you have done, Colby Covington's the fight to make. What do you make of that?
I don't care if the guy, if we want to fight, of course I want to fight with him, and if they give me somebody else, I'm going to fight with him, I wait for my title. Dana White said to me after this fight, everyone I want to see you for the title. We will see what's happening next. Of course, Colby, I have to knock him out,
What do you think of Colby?
Nothing. That guy, a little bit tough guy, but not my level. Gonna go and knock him out.
Not long ago, Michael Bisping even spoke up about how he thought Khamzat would be the one to knock Colby out of the race for the title. Bisping stated, "Right now on the throne is Leon Edwards. There would probably be a rematch with Kamaru Usman, so there would have to be somebody in the interim for Khamzat Chimaev. Who's that going to be? Well, if you ask me, I think Colby Covington ticks all the boxes. He's very well known. He's a massive star, and it'd be a really tough test. If Khamzat Chimaev could beat him, which I probably would bet on him to do so. Of course, the cardio might be an issue, certainly in a 5-round fight, but if Khamzat could pull that off, then it would have to be a welterweight title fight next. Other fighters wonder if Colby would be up to the challenge to take on someone as young and fresh as Khamzat. Aljamain Sterling doesn't think he's up for it. Sterling stated, "It seems like he just wants to take the top-name guys. And he's smart. Why is he going to take on a young killer like Khamzat? It's a tough fight for him stylistically because it's a bigger wrestler. And even though Colby is a really good wrestler, he's fighting almost a mirror image of himself, except the guy with really good submission skills. When I look through the rankings, I see a guy like Bilal Muhammad, who may not be the strongest grappler, but he's a strong-built dude who uses a grinding style to press you up against the cage to neutralize your position, to beat you up with knees, and if he can get the submission, he'll get the submission. He's a strong, shredded dude. Then you've got Sean Brady, more or less the same thing, but except he's more of a Brazilian jiu-jitsu specialist, in my personal opinion. I think it's going to take a guy, or should I say style, like that for Khamzat Chimaev to run into that's going to be his equal. Maybe Kamaru Usman. I think he can thwart some of that off, but then I think he gets Usman down. How does Usman get back up to his feet? Some people aren't too sure about the future of the potential matchup though. After Khamzat failed to make weight by such a big margin, Dana White wasn't too sure about the idea anymore either.
There's some chatter online about Khamzat meeting Colby Covington. Any possibility of that happening?
I don't know. After he just didn't make weight, I don't know. But obviously there's a lot of possibilities for him, possibly at 170 or at 185.
Another fighter came forward to talk about how Colby goes out of his way to keep away from the others and out of the public eye when handling matters such as training or other fighters.
Colby, how does Colby say it? What does Colby say?
Khamzat Chimaev.
Fuck off. He's a fucking idiot, bro.
He's an idiot.
A fucking idiot. And they fucking hide him. Like, the UFC hide the shit out of him, bro.
Well, they need to, right?
They need to.
Yeah,
they would slap the shit out of him. Like, he can't even train at, like, the PI. So they chuck him across the road. There's, like, two ones. The Apex is, like, in Vegas. PI's on one side of the road. And everyone, like, trains there. Mm-hmm. And then the Apex is on the other side of the road. Like, he comes in at night, and the Apex, like, goes in the back door to the Apex. Like, he's a little rat, bro. Like, that's pussy shit.
Yeah.
He doesn't stay at like the host hotel. Like he actually goes out of his way to just avoid people.
Yeah.
Sean O'Malley believes that Khamzat won't be meeting Colby in the octagon thanks to his weight cut issues though. Sean stated, "When was the last time Khamzat made 170? Actually, not the last 2 fights, it's probably been a year. His next opponent can't be Colby. He's not going to make 170. I just don't see him making 170. I don't even know if the UFC will book him at 170. It doesn't seem like he wants to go up to 185, which is kind of surprising, because he's big and he's super fucking skilled, and he's gotta be confident. But I don't know if he wants those big fights up there. They're big boys. He gets you down, you guys play on the ground for a little bit. Second round, you guys are on the feet. You guys are a little more tired. Those top-level guys aren't gonna get subbed super easy. I think Chimaev's next fight has gotta be at 185. If you're the UFC, you can't risk him going to 170 again and him not making weight. Can't risk that. Apparently, Colby tried to fight Israel at 185 at one point, but Dana White turned him down. Chael Sonnen stated, "Colby came out and he was talking to people. He was trying to find himself a fight, and he said, 'I'll even go down to 155. Because he said those words somewhere, that planted a seed where Dana White goes, okay, he's not on the big side of 70, he's on the small side of 70. So when we brought Dana the suggestion of letting your #1 contender move up, use that golden ticket but cash it in at middleweight, Dana just wasn't open to it. He went, if I move him anywhere, I'm gonna make him go to 155. That was legit. I had spoken to Colby. Colby wanted to go up. Use that ticket if you will. Which I know is figurative and not a real thing, but he is a #1 contender who couldn't get a championship fight. And use it for Izzy. And it was to the point that Izzy was responding. While Colby has been recovering from his injuries brought on during his altercation with Jorge Masvidal, Dana is sure that things are moving forward for Colby's future plans in the UFC.
Does it make sense for you, Gilbert Burns against Jorge Masvidal? Maybe December, maybe next year.
Yeah, I like it. You like it?
I love that shit. I love it.
Then I'll do it.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you.
Actually, just one more day, another welterweight. Have you guys spoken to Colby? And can he fight with the legal stuff he's got going on, or is he going to be gone for a while? Do you know what's happening?
Colby?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Colby wants to fight. Colby wants to fight. He's ready to fight, and we're making plans for him here soon.
Awesome, thank you.
Yep. Good? Thanks for coming, guys. Have a great night.
Josh Thompson seemed to think that Colby might actually be the one to bring Khamzat down a notch though. Thompson stated, Chimaev used a lot of energy in those first initial takedowns, and even the commentary team was saying he's breathing heavy. He's one of those fighters that fights this way, and he's gonna realize how, like a Michael Chandler, you're gonna run into someone who can take everything you dish out. And what are you gonna do if you burn your gas, if you burn your candle on both ends? Chimaev is a good fighter. He's got a lot of great gifts. Fight IQ is not one of them. To me, one of those guys who can trouble Chimaev is Colby Covington. He's not the greatest guy on the feet, but his striking works for him. His style of stand-up, it looks horrible, but it works for him. And then you mix that with the ability to takedowns and stuff takedowns and make you work, and his cardio, he's kind of a bad matchup. He's a bad matchup, I think, for Chimaev. Khamzat and Colby have multiple options for potential matches in the future.